Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Ronald Askeland, Chair of the San Diego Sierra Club Zero Waste Subcommittee. Today I'd like to talk to you about our zero waste goals for 2025 with an emphasis on the proposed waste and toxic materials reduction program that would support education, recycling, composting, and durable goods recovery efforts. Some of you, if you've talked to Rick, you know this as the disposal proposal. Since the theme of this symposium is lessons from our past informing our path forward, I'd like to briefly share how we practiced zero waste as I was growing up on a farm in southern Minnesota. Food was canned in glass jars, feed sacks were turned into dish towels, old clothing was turned into quilts, and really old clothing became rag rugs. The question we need to ask ourselves is how do we get back to this approach in an age of packaged food, disposable electronics devices, and an explosion in plastics production? One of the themes I've heard today is perfection versus transitions. We want to stop plastic production at the source, but we also need to take actions in the near term. Zero Waste is a subcommittee of the San Diego Sierra Club's Conservation Committee. We meet on the first Monday of every month at 6:30 via Zoom. We're also publishing the Zeroing In on Zero Waste, Your Question Answered article in the quarterly High Sierra newsletter. Our Zero Waste Subcommittee has 8 goals for 2025. I'll talk in more detail about the proposed waste and toxic materials reduction program. Over a 20-year time period, global warming potential of methane is 84 times worse than CO2. We're working to reduce methane emissions by encouraging food recovery and composting of food waste, yard waste, and other organic materials. Synthetic turf is not only harmful to human health and the environment, it's a major source of toxic waste. Each regulation-sized soccer field constitutes 500,000 pounds of toxic waste at the end of its 10-year life, and there's no practical method to recycle this material. We need to counter the misinformation perpetuated by the synthetic turf and the fossil fuel industries. We are working to educate people about the hazards of synthetic pesticides, and we are tracking the City of San Diego's implementation of Measure B that Jeremy Bauer talked about today, as well as tracking the single-use plastics reduction ordinance. Over 400 trillion cigarette butts are discarded every year, and they break down into toxic microplastics that contaminate our soil and water. We're collaborating with our friends at San Diego State Center for Tobacco and the Environment to address this issue. We're very pleased to be working with Senator Blakespear's office on zero waste legislation. The Sierra Club has what's called a one-voice policy, so that one chapter doesn't support a bill while another chapter opposes it. We'll be working with the California State Sierra Club to gain support for legislation such as Senator Padea's SB 45, Connect the Cap, and Assembly Member Bonner's AB 823 microplastics bill. If you do have legislation you'd like the Sierra Club to support, tell us early so we can get approval from the state chapter. Finally, we're working to replace gas-powered lawn equipment with battery-powered equipment due to the adverse effects of on human health and the environment. If you have one leaf blower used by a gardener, it's the equivalent for smog production of 95 light-duty passenger cars. So imagine getting one lawn equipment professional to switch over there from gas to electric. It's like getting 95 cars off the street. So San Diego Sierra Club and Zero Waste San Diego are proposing a county-wide program to reduce the amount of waste and toxic materials going into landfills, educate the public on the health and environmental effects of toxic substances, and support recycling, composting, and durable good recovery efforts. Funding would be provided by increasing the AB 939 disposal fee by $1 per ton disposed at landfills in San Diego County. This would generate about $3.4 million annually. The County of San Diego would administer the program. Similar programs have been very successful in Alameda, San Mateo, and Santa Clara counties. Education outreach objectives include increased organic waste separation, reducing greenhouse gas emissions, providing compost for soil enrichment, increasing durable goods recovery, enhancing recycling efficiency, decreasing the amount of toxic waste entering landfills, and extending the life of landfills in San Diego County. Examples of possible grants and loans to small businesses include subsidizing the purchase of reusable cups, plates, and flatware. And surprisingly, dishwashers. If you could help small businesses have a dishwasher, they could more easily use reusable materials. We think recycling shrink wrap, packaging used in shipping is very important. You can hear more about that if you talk to our friends at Plastic Beach. And we're also supporting activities such as appliance repair, textile recovery, and clothing swaps. All this work would really supplement existing programs in San Diego County and the other 18 municipalities within the county. The Sierra Club San Diego and Zero Waste San Diego are reaching out to other organizations to form a coalition to support the Waste and Toxic Materials Reduction Program. This proposal has been endorsed by the Integrated Waste Management Citizens Advisory Committee. Please let me know if you'd like to sign on. I'd like to give a big thank you to the members of our Zero Waste Subcommittee, Rick Anthony, Lisa Karmarchek, Dan Wilkie and Doris Wynn are here today, Suzanne Hume, John Butteroff, and Pat Holland. In summary, the San Diego Sierra Club Zero Waste Subcommittee has 8 key goals for 2025, with the highest priority being the implementation of the San Diego County Waste and Toxic Materials Reduction Program. So it's really a call for action. We'd love to have you get involved by joining our coalition to support this program. You can also submit questions for our High Sierra newsletter or attend our Zero Waste Subcommittee meetings. If you're interested, please come and talk to me later today. You can reach me at zerowastesdsc@gmail.com. Thank you very much.